Hey guys, just doing a quick review here on some red and green dot sights that I've got. I just got a new Bushnell here, and I put that on my AR-15. So I'll talk about that here in just a minute. I just wanted to show you guys some a little more affordable. This here's a Ruger 1022, so I mean it's a real low recoil, no recoil basically, not even low. There's just no recoil. So, let's see if I can get that without the reflection on there. You guys kind of see it off to the side there. It's a pretty good looking green dot. It's on the number 2 brightness right now. And it seems pretty good. You know, this is the TruGlo one. I got this off of Amazon. It was $73, I think, and I think it had free shipping, so it was like 73 bucks total. 72 and change, so I just round that to 73. And it seems pretty nice. It's got nice mounting screws. It's pretty easy to adjust. I've seen some of the other TruGlos, and I think there may be older got a dog hair in there. But they're the a little bit older models, and some of them the adjustment screws for up and down, left to right, they weren't labeled, and people kind of complained about that. And yeah, I think that's pretty ridiculous that they wouldn't at least just label those so you know which way to turn it and you don't have to guess. And then this here is just real simple, just stick an Allen wrench in there, and it's pretty easy. And then here you can see there's the, let's see if I can zoom on that a little better. There we go. You can see there's the small dot clear to the left, the solid dot, then there's the little bigger one, then there's the circle, like a target style circle inside of a circle, and then a little bigger one. And this has red dot and green dot on it. As you can see on the dial, there's 5 adjustments for each. And it gets really bright. I like it around the number 2 setting, actually. Maybe number 3. The all the way up to 5, just it kills my eyes. Maybe if you're out in the bright sun, where the sunlight kind of washes out the dot a little bit, it's not too bad. But if you're in a low light setting, that'll kill you. And the battery replacement's real easy. This is just a little cap that spins right off the knob. You just hold this the bottom part still and then twist off the top of this, and you've got your battery that you can put in there. So that's pretty nifty. And for the price, this thing seems pretty nice, you know. It got really good reviews on Amazon. I think there's about 200 reviews, and it came in right around 4 stars. And people aren't, you know, obviously, unless they're kind of half retarded, you can't really compare this to like a true, like an EOTech, or even, I personally don't even think it quite compares to the Bushnell, which a lot of people do compare to the EOTech and the aim point, just at, you know, with a few features that aren't quite as nice, but I'll talk about those in a minute. But for this though, you can pay like up to I think $130 possibly at places like I don't know specifically, just different places I saw online that had that for full MSRP. They charged quite a bit for it, so just shop around. You can find it for probably 75 bucks or less on Amazon, eBay, someplace like that. So you know, I would definitely recommend it. It came in not the nicest packaging, but it was okay. I mean, it was protected enough. This box here didn't have any padding or anything like that, but it's just got the instructions in there, and you got a nice little little silk cloth or whatever these are. It's like, you know, when you get new glasses or something, you get one of these too. And then this here is the box that the Bushnell came in, where this is real padded and this is real nice and secure. So I mean, no matter what the UPS guy does, he drops it, steps on it, whatever, it's probably not gonna damage your optic at all. And I personally, don't use these. I think they're absolutely retarded, and I think lens covers just don't make any sense personally. You don't have a lens cover on when you're using the rifle. When you're using the rifle is about the only chance you're going to have of scratching the lens when you're actually in battle, training with it, doing something like that. When the rifle's just sitting around, what's the point of putting this on for? This is just something that's in your way if you have to, quickly resort to grabbing that rifle and using it for some reason. To me, I don't know. I never thought about it a whole lot, actually, until I listened to a James Yeager video, and he was kind of talking crap on these, and, sometimes I think the guy's a little bit, I don't want to say close-minded, because he does have a lot of experience, but I think, though, like, with 1911s, for example, I think he likes to judge the entire platform based off of the failures of one or two companies that really, in my opinion, don't make their 1911s for self-defense, like Kimber. Those are way too tight for self-defense, in my opinion. They're not reliable enough. You need a looser fit one like the old ones in World War II and before that. Those are loose if you've ever picked one up and just shook it a little bit. The slide rattles like crazy. And that allows, dirt to be in there and things like that, and you don't get jams. But I don't want to get too off topic here. I just kind of got into that, talking about James Yeager. But I very, very much agreed with him, though, when it came to these. They're just stupid, and they get in the way. And you'll probably lose them anyways. They're just dumb. And here, let me get to the actual optic now. This thing here, I've got a UTG Riser on here. Excuse me. And it seems to me that the UTG Riser is probably about the most recommended one that people use with this. So I just went ahead and got it. I think it's a medium profile, and it works perfect. The bottom of the lens here comes, just about right in here, so this isn't blocking any of the lens at all. And on the front sight, pretty much same. You can kind of like see this up here, but it's not, in your way or anything. And then for this one here, you actually, I think it's kind of for the waterproof factor, but you have to do a little bit more work if you want to adjust the zero on this. You got to take off these little caps here, and then it's still not going to be quite as easy because you need a like a flathead screwdriver, or probably use like a coin or something too, the backside of your knife blade, something like that. But still, I don't think it's quite as convenient, but it's also at the same time, it probably leaves these a little more protected from getting knocked out of position in the first place. And it's got the little rubber O-rings on there, so it truly does keep it waterproof. And I've watched a couple videos online where people actually do torture test these, and they dunk them and submerge them in water for a decent amount of time. They're not like throwing it in the bottom of the swimming pool for hours or anything, but they're putting it through its paces to some degree, and I'm very impressed with it. The mostly, I kind of wish I had done maybe just a little bit more research on the more affordable red dots. When I got the TruGlo, I did a little bit of research here and there, but I didn't get too into it. I just kind of went on Amazon, and there's like a million of them listed on there. And I just kind of went through the one, not like the real cheap ones, but I kind of went like in the $70 plus range. And then I just started reading reviews and seeing what people said. And then if there was, ones that got, 4 stars plus with, a decent number of reviews, I felt pretty comfortable about that, you know, in hearing what people have to say about them. And then this here is a little different. This doesn't have green on it, it's just red. It's got 11 different brightness settings. And then the thing that you could probably do it with the TruGlo too, but the knob, there's not quite as much like room in between the clicks. So I think this would be the best. Some people complained that with the knob you don't have the option of you know, leaving it on the setting that you want and then turning it off, which I agree, that is something. But what you can do though is you can put it right in between and the dot goes off. I'm pretty sure it's not using the battery if the dot's off, but that was weird. I think my battery's getting low. It just turned the flash off, or the light on it. Sorry about that. I don't like that anymore. But what happened though is what happens is you can turn it just in between. So when you look through there, it's off. And then let's see if I can hold that steady. Shit, I can't see where I'm reaching. And then get that lined up so you can even see the dot. There you go. So you can turn it to the halfway point and it goes off. And then all you got to do is and it's on to whatever setting you want. So that was just something I wanted to point out for people that maybe hadn't considered using it that way, or maybe didn't know that it could work that way. But the click in between here is real distinctive. So I mean, when you turn this to the halfway point, it really stays stuck there. I mean, this knob's pretty stiff. It's kind of hard to turn. It's not like hard to turn, but I mean, you definitely have to mean to turn it in order to turn it, though. So that's really all I have to say about this, pretty much. You know, I really didn't want to spend the money on something like an Aimpoint or an EOTech, because I mean, I could be wrong about this, but I kind of have the impression that Aimpoints and EOTechs are kind of like Blu-ray players when they first came out, and because they were maybe like one of the sort of original good red dot companies, they just charged a shitload for their product, and it's really not worth that. And maybe it is, maybe it's not, but you get this right here for $100, and you've got some of the most well-respected people in the gun community that, you know, really stand by this, and they will compare it side by side with an Aimpoint, and they don't really have anything better to say about the Aimpoint. And sometimes even the EOTech, it just depends on what you want, I guess. But I mean, I think the others maybe have a little bit longer battery life and stuff like that. Maybe not, I could be wrong, but I mean, for what you're getting for the price, I mean, these get really, really good reviews. They get like 4.5 stars out of, I think there's about 425 people roughly that reviewed this just on one product listing on Amazon. So I mean, when you got 400 to 500 people, somewhere in that range, giving this, you know, on average 4+ stars, you know, I mean, those are the same kind of ratings that the really, really expensive ones get. And you know that people, you know, are mostly having really good experiences with this. And you know, so I just couldn't justify spending the money on it. I would rather have this, and it works great for me. It really does. It's perfect. It zeros, it holds its zero. It's a very clear reticle. I mean, I've not shot a rifle with an Aimpoint or an EOTech, but I've been able to just kind of look at them at gun shows and things like that. And in my honest opinion, I don't really see much of a difference. Slightly maybe, but not much though. Not much at all. And you're paying between what I think the cheapest EOTech I've seen was maybe about $450, and that was like a pretty basic model, I mean, for like an EOTech. And then they had them going up to God, I think they had one that was almost $700 if I'm not mistaken. And same with Aimpoint, you know. So if you're gonna spend potentially between say $500 to $700, God, I don't know. I'd rather have this and another 800 rounds of 223 ammo to shoot out of this. Go get them for about 50 cents a piece right now. So I'd rather spend $400 more on ammo or other cool accessories, magazines, you know, just shit like that. I mean, it depends on who you are and what kind of money you have. If you're not really on a budget like me, I mean, who am I to say you shouldn't spend your money on an Aimpoint? If I was a millionaire, somebody that made well into the six figures and had plenty of money to blow, shit, I'd go buy an EOTech too. I totally would. But I think for somebody, though, that's on a little bit tighter budget that kind of, you know, has to pick and choose what things they spend their money on, I think this is a pretty good route to go. So hopefully, let me show you the front of this. Hopefully you guys got a little bit of info out of this. It's got pretty basic, just kind of the red shaded, look like sunglasses or whatever. And then, so, yeah. So I would definitely recommend one of these. You know, if you don't believe me, just go read the reviews and check out the Nut and Fancy Project channel. He does like a 30-minute review on one of these, and that guy knows his stuff. He really does. If you pay attention, I mean, that guy he's technically knowledgeable when it comes to just guns in general. He knows his shit. And I mean, you know, I've seen I really don't know a lot of the pros and the, you know, those people by name. It's one of those things I don't pay enough attention to. But I've just seen like some of the like the pro, I mean, like the shooters, you know, that got all their you know, just different major like endorsements, and they're sponsored this, that, and the other. I mean, they're hyping these and saying that they're real nice. So I mean, if you are looking for an optic on a budget, for sure, check it out.